Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. We got another jam-packed live stream to get into here today. Lots of things we need to talk about. Another big event tomorrow. So if you guys are watching the recap, if it does not say live in the bottom of your screen, then unfortunately you are not live. And my light just shut off. But nonetheless, we got a lot to talk about. Ladies and gentlemen, there's a lot to go over. Yo, 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 yo. Win Lambo, the legendary Win Lambo. Hopefully here shortly.
Is it too bright?
That's fine. Yeah, big event tomorrow though. Futures down a little bit. S&P down about 0.20. Nasdaq down 0.14. Dow down 0.22. So pretty interesting. You're actually seeing the less risky stocks, the value stocks, which are not really less risky, but that's the market's perception of them, the futures are actually down more than something like the Nasdaq. So it's gonna get interesting. Oil is up 1.5% right now. Win Nanny, oh my god, Win Nanny. But yeah, yeah, we do, because I've been traveling all day and I haven't kept up on nothing. Yeah, so basically what happened today is kind of what we were expecting to happen as far as the Fed and the balance sheet and all that. It didn't come in as bad as it could have. It could have came in at $200 billion reduction per month. It only came in at $95 billion per month, which is still twice the speed of this reduction right here. So, you know, the S&P crashed 25% during this. So we don't really have any good history to look at, but it's going to be at about double the speed of this. So it's probably going to look like this on the downside, roughly. A little bit more aggressive to the downside. But, because this is the Fed balance sheet. Khaleesi, your baba. But, yeah, so that happened, and we'll take a look at that real quick. Said Fed officials reached consensus at their March meeting that they would begin reducing the central bank balance sheet by $95 billion a month, likely beginning in May. There also were indications that half percentage point or 50 basis point interest rate increases are ahead, and you're gonna have to take her downstairs. So that's basically what happened today. It was bad, but not as bad as it could have been. So you really didn't see a big move in either direction. You know, it was up and down, like it was very violent. Ling Ling. This kid. So yeah, that's basically that. We came back up and then fell back down. So we basically ended the day where we started the day, after everything was said and done. So yeah, that's God, it's hard to think when she's screaming like that. But yeah. So it was bad, not as bad as it could have been. But the thing that I guess a lot of people don't realize is the Fed minutes, like I said, was back in March, at the March 15th to 16th meeting. So this was when the markets had just recovered a little bit. And the Fed, they don't really care about the markets as much, or at least they try to portray it like that, but they do. That's why they've been being transparent. They don't want the markets to crash. That hurts retirements. That hurts the overall economy. They don't want that to happen. So, you know, after we had fallen like 20-something% on the Nasdaq already, then you know, they were kind of soft on it. I think they would have went a lot more aggressive if they had that meeting today. So we do have the Fed speakers tomorrow, and that's going to be the main event, and this is what the markets are going to pay attention to. Are the Fed speakers in line with the Fed minutes? If you see the Fed speakers come out and say, yeah, we're planning on, $95 billion reductions, that's going to be all good. That's going to be all good. If the Fed speakers come out and say, yeah, we might have to do more than 95%, that the data has evolved, that's where shit is going to hit the fan. That's what's going to be bad. Hey, Wayne's payday. So that's really the big event. You have 4 Fed speakers. So it's going to be like all day Fed speakers. And you guys might not watch the market minute by minute. You got jobs, you got lives, families, and all that. So do I, obviously. But I like to watch the market. I get the headlines, and headlines that involve the Fed move the markets dramatically. And right now, we're at a very vulnerable stage. So, yeah, I love that girl. Yeah, me too. She was being good until the light comes on, and she wants to be a terrorist. She's my favorite terrorist ever. She smacked me earlier. Lost 7K in AMC this week, still holding. Yeah, it happens. It happens. SoFi, I lost a pretty decent bag on SoFi here in after hours. Shoo! Look at that. Beautiful drop. That's textbook. But yeah, I hope you guys noticed today AMC actually showed a lot of strength, believe it or not. AMC was positive at one point in the day when the markets had first opened up, like 1.5% positive at one point. And markets were getting clapped at that time. And the velocity of these moves are quite impressive, right? Look at that. Just big moves. Pull this up on the 1 minute. Yeah, that's a 1 minute. Look at that. 1 minute. You went up 0.78%, 1.11%, 1.72%. That's a big 1 minute move. That's very violent. Right off the gate, up 1.89% in 1 minute. These 1 minute candles were very violent, 1.21% right there. And then even over here, you were seeing big moves in the 1 minute candles, close to 1% on a lot of these. So I guess it goes to show, even though today was not a good day for the markets, that AMC is going to have that velocity with it once good news comes, once there is really a reason to buy the stock. The markets right now, they're not really latching on to anything that doesn't have a reason to buy it. Like catalyst news events, that's what is really driving the markets right now. Or not driving the markets, but specific stocks, specific runners. They're all going to have some kind of catalyst with them. I think AEI hit $1. Dollar make me holla. Dollar. $24%. There was one that was running like crazy today. It was up like 70%. Was it this one? AEI? No, it was like a $2 stock. I don't remember what it was though. But that thing went crazy. There was a couple runners today actually. Genius Sports Limited. This one ran pretty decent. It came down a lot in after hours. But yeah, 9%, 3% in after hours. It was up 11% after hours. It's a good investment to go in on. I have no idea what AEI is, to be honest with you. And when things are like that, I imagine it's a pretty damn small float. Yeah, 69 million. I do what I would personally do is just do a little digging into it. If there's some kind of business there and it's valued at 69 million, it's probably just very depressed because of the market we are in. That's what happened with Mullen. It was $35 million market cap when it was worth a lot more than that. That's why it was such an easy buy. But there was a fundamental business there, Yeah, 93% in a year. There's no option. So Even buying 100 shares for $66 is not going to break the bank. That's for sure. That's the way that I look at a lot of these small stocks, like MicroStrategy, um, Mullen. There's been a couple really big winners that were penny stocks that ran really hard for me over the last couple of years. But I don't do it often. Like, it has to be a pretty good reason or business or something. SBFM has a 500K float and 400K short interest. What? Holy shit. 130,000 turnover rate. This stock should be over 100. SBFM. Sunshine Biopharma. It's a runner. It's a track star. Yeah, that fucker kind of ran, huh? Jeez, see, that's what I'm saying. A lot of these stocks that are super low market caps, a small amount can go pretty damn far. Sunshine Biopharma. I like that name. Just Sunshine Biopharma. Like, it gives me real Florida vibes, if you know what I'm saying. Like, some palm trees. I bet their logo has palm trees in it. It'd be good marketing. Yeah, look at the cost to borrow. Almost 500%. That's wild. Like, who in their right, like, sometimes I don't believe the cost to borrow numbers, because it's like, even to pay a fraction of that wouldn't make sense to short it. I guess that's the point. Right. I guess that's the point, to be honest. But yeah, the Fed, so yeah, they're going to reduce their treasuries by $60 billion a month and $35 billion in mortgage-backed securities. So that's going to be what is that? Half the pace that we were buying assets at, or is that more? I believe what we were buying $40 billion in mortgage-backed securities and $80 billion in treasuries, I believe. So a little bit slower to wind it down and reverse that, but they're probably going to move faster, and that's probably going to be the flash crash. That's where the money's going to be made. But it's possible tomorrow that they do outline going faster, or maybe this is just a hunch that I have, maybe doing like a one-time sale or something, shocking the markets. The Fed has done like the shock and awe approach before, and it looks like the markets will be able to handle any really bad news the Fed drops on them. And shock and awe is like, I mean, if you remember Iraq and Baghdad, right? Shock and awe, bomb the shit out of them. It's like bombing the shit out the markets. But yeah, that's really the key, because these Fed minutes were weeks ago, almost a month ago, and the markets have changed a lot. So the Fed actually doesn't want the markets to go up like that. The Fed actually wants the markets to be pretty stable. They don't want them hitting all-time highs, because that's not a good thing when you're in a tightening cycle and inflation is very high. Any good earnings this week or next? Next week, you're going to get the banks that are coming out, and that's going to be pretty important. Banks, it's interesting with banks, especially with the balance sheet runoff, because banks historically, and just on a mathematical basis, they should make more money per loan when rates go up. But if the volume of loans drops dramatically, like we've seen, mortgage applications falling through the floor, I imagine it's the same thing for car loans or other things, then they probably would actually lose money based off of the transaction volumes going down. So, it's one of those things where it should be positive, and I think the markets will take these moves positively. I believe the banks were ripping at one point today, but I think they came back down. Look at Apple just getting destroyed. Made tendies on those puts today. I did get stopped out of them though, but I think there's a lot of meat on the bone still for Apple, so I'm excited for that one. But and my Dave and Buster's earnings puts are coming back. I didn't think I would see the day. Those fuckers were down like 90%. But yeah, see, banks didn't do too bad today because in theory they should make more money, but volume of loans go down, they're actually gonna lose a lot more money, and that's what you're seeing. Like, I want to buy another rental property, and I want to buy another house for myself, and I'm prepared to do that, but do I really want to pay 5.5%, 6% interest rates? The first house that I got in 2019 was 4.25%, and that was like January 2019. That was when like rates had shot up like pretty dramatically in a short amount of time. And 4.25% is not bad, but if you're talking like 5.5%, 6% where they're at right now, 6% a year, just in fucking interest, that's kind of crazy. But yeah, banks are gonna be important. Banks are gonna be important. Brother, volume is low. Why does it always do that to me? Let's see. Is that better now? What are you guys looking at as far as trades tomorrow? My personal opinion, I think the best trade I'm looking at personally is Apple. I'm the only guy you'll ever hear saying that I'm shorting Apple. But look at that. You still got a lot of meat on the bone. Apple's earnings are gonna get tore the fuck up. Apple is a shyster though. They're tricky. They know their earnings are going to come in bad, so they're like, yeah, we're going to try to introduce a phone subscription service to try to basically offset that. That's not what they said, but that's what's kind of going to keep them propped up. But I think you're really going to start to see earnings revisions to the downside for a lot of companies. AMC making everyone mentally exhausted. Don't marry to the stock. Make money and exit. Let's Moon, company market hours, fellow investors. Yeah, I like Levi's. I own a little bit of Levi's, so I definitely wouldn't mind on that. The jeans are popping. The jeans are popping. No, it's summertime. Girls want to get their little booty short action on. I know. I already knew Levi's was going to have a good quarter. Levi's usually goes up about 8% after earnings. Like it's almost clockwork. It's the Fed's baby girl Apple. I hate big tech. Yeah. It's it's one of those stocks where it's like it's dependent on phone sales, and Apple's trying to get ahead of it. That's why they don't guide. That's why Apple has not guided since 2020, because they don't want to let their stock price fall. So I think Apple has more attractive premiums than even something like the S&P 500. S&P premiums are jacked, are so jacked. Look at my debit spreads. Look at the spread on that. There's a zero bid. Just fell off a floor. But yeah, I do have a trade on that. I was down like 50% on them. Yeah, but they'll go back up. Just that spread. Look, some people would be freaked out. If you guys ever see anything crazy like this in your portfolios, just so you guys know, it's not that's not what actually happened. You did not just lose $500 on that. It's the spread. Spread. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, Apple got clapped even in after hours. So premiums are going to be up a little bit, but like Apple premiums, they're not crazy. Like a 162.50 put for $63 for next Friday. Not bad. That's a 5.28% drop to break even. That's very attractive. When Apple dropped 2.5% almost today. I don't really like anything too far out though. 155 could be interesting. That's a 10% drop. $49. That's kind of what I'm looking at right now. But if you guys got any trades, let me know. Let me know. Yeah, but like you said, Tyler Nagoyan? Not sure if I said that right. Apologies. But it like it's one of those things. If you have a large position in AMC, would I personally sell and take the loss? No. But if I wasn't feeling like my money was best used there, then I would start building other positions out, start to trade a little bit more, start to do things like that. Obviously, be safe and diligent with whatever you do, and don't listen to me. I'm just some guy. I mean, I've been doing this shit for a long time, but like when I first started, I had positions that I loved. Like Neo was a great one. Like that's not when I first started investing, but I just got caught holding the bag on Neo, and I had a big position in it. So I did end up selling it, but before I sold it, it was like 10-15% of my portfolio, which I gotta have a lot of conviction now to have 10 or 15% of my portfolio in a stock. Only a couple stocks have that kind of allocation. But yeah, I had went down on it a lot, but I started building out other positions. So, you know, over time, your largest position can turn into one of your smallest positions. Like any of my older positions are small positions now. I don't really sell stock unless there's no potential for it to go back up. You know. Dude, 4 puts and other stocks like Wish and Palantir are good to trade options on because you can get hundreds of contracts for the cheap. When they move a penny, you make $100 bills each way. Yeah. Mm-hmm. BitNile will explode too. Yeah, I got the leaps on them. I got the 2024 option. So it's got that spin-off catalyst, and that's going to be big. That's why I got the leaps. If I didn't know about that, I wouldn't even have a trade in it. But I seen you hit the save play and donated the 50 spot on the stream. Nice rip, man. I didn't get on the last night on here. Yeah, that was a wild trade. That was like 150 into $5,000. But it happened so I didn't even have time to send out an alert or do anything else. I just it was too fast. Like as soon as I got filled, stock got halted. It went up. I believe it got halted a second time, like right away too. Or pretty damn fast. But I ended up selling out at like $190 a piece. Bought them for $6. 25 contracts, sold out at $190. Bought them for $6. So it was like $150 into $5,000. But some of those contracts, I was trying to snake it to the sell side. I seen some of them going through at like 250, 300, but they wouldn't fill me. They were playing me. That would have been a wild one. But yeah, I need to look into that. Get some Apple, get some Ford, Palantir. I like it. Yeah, Ford's still, I mean, they're kind of at a key level too. 15 on Ford. Jeez. I remember when Ford was at like 12 not too long ago. August 2021. Yeah, that doesn't feel like too long ago. Yeah, sitting on a lot of yeah, Ford breaks under 15. Watch out below. Breaks under 15, you're probably clear to go back to 12 if the markets get really, really dicey. You'd be trading dailies though. That'd be wild. 14.50 put for $4 if that thing went nuts. Uh-huh. Yeah. Like a Ford next week $14 put, that could actually be solid. If you get that move down tomorrow. We'll see. I think the first Fed speaker comes on. He scalped them intraday. Yeah. God damn it. Oh, we back. Tickle that light pickle. That's for sure. Watch your language, young man. Dang. Okay. I feel you. I feel you. It'll be a great play. A lot of people were talking about that today. Yeah, it's been moving. I'd just be careful. Russia defaults on bond payments. I don't think they did. They had bought back like like a third or 3/4 of all their bonds in rubles. So I believe they narrowly missed it. Yeah. But the bond market is pricing in about 99% chance that Russia will default in the next year. A Russian debt default looks almost inevitable. About 99% chance that that they'll default. Yes, they did. Paid in rubles. But I mean, who the hell wants rubles? I don't know. Box office was good for the weekend, though. Box office, Sonic the Hedgehog 2 looks to speed past Jake Gyllenhaal's Ambulance and Morbius. I believe it did 70 million. The 90 million budget follow-up, which lands in 4,200 domestic theaters on Friday, is aiming for a similar 3-day start, around 55 million or more. Yeah, if the budget was 90 million, then that was already a win. So that's pretty exciting for the box office throughout the rest of the year. Oil is up 1.5% though, so that's cool. What's up, my dudes? Sorry I'm late. What's the news on AMC tomorrow? There's no specific news on AMC unless, Adam Aaron just decides to. But you have a lot of Fed speakers tomorrow. You have 4. You have Fed Williams. He's going to be later in the day. Fed Bostic later in the day. Fed Evans will be later in the day as well. But you do have... where is it at? You do have initial jobless claims and continuing jobless claims. That's going to be important. But you have Bullard. Fed Bullard. Hawk in the morning at 9 o'clock. Looks like 9 o'clock. So we'll see. It looks very coincidental that and it might be like this all the time. I'm not exactly sure. But to have so many Fed speakers the day after the minutes, they either planned it like that or that's normally how it is. I didn't pay attention to it before, like over the years. The Fed was never this important during a stable time. You pretty much knew what to expect. The markets didn't care too much. It's when the Fed changes policies that the markets really start to care. Yeah, the ruble's already back up, as I heard today. Yeah, they're propping their currency up, which, I don't know. I mean, they can do that, but it's still like nobody wants to own a ruble. Like it's really only buyable for the oil, natural gas, stuff like that, if these countries really do have to pay in rubles, if that's what they decide to do. Because the problem is, nobody wants rubles. Nobody wants to pay, buy oil or gas or anything in rubles, because if the currency is going down 5-10% a day, that's not good if it takes you 2 days between getting the rubles and paying in the rubles. To lose 5 or 10%, not good. So the central bank in Russia is propping that up, but Russia's screwed. Like there's no, I mean, they've lived with sanctions, for a long time, but not these kind of sanctions. I mean, the people in Russia are like, I mean, they don't have McDonald's, they don't have Taco Bell, they don't have KFC, they don't have Burger King. I mean, they don't have anything anymore. There was 30,000 Russians that went to McDonald's when it opened in 1990. I was watching some YouTube videos of people going to McDonald's for the last time, like 2 or 3 weeks ago. Some people were crying. I'm like, damn, that's tough. They said it was a fresh breath of Western culture, and now it's gone. I mean, when you start to get people that don't like that, then not good. That's like if they started outlawing weed. Like if you like you go into prison again if you smoke at all forever, like it's gone, you're over. People would not be happy about that. So it's puts a lot of pressure on Russia, that's for sure. That's okay, they call our food poison. Yeah, they do. They need a Taco Bell. Yeah, Taco Bell. I didn't eat Taco Bell for a long time because the dude I used to work with said and he went to culinary school and all of that, and he said Taco Bell's beef is 2 grades below dog food. I can't deny or confirm that, and I would look it up, but I don't want to do that right now. But that's what I heard, and I kind of believe him because he went to culinary school for like 4 years. But so yeah. But those chicken quesadillas, fire. And the freezies, if you guys have not had the freezies from Taco Bell, they do price gouge. But they're good. They're good. Get the blue one. Thank me later. Russians don't get freedom fries. They don't get shit. What is Russian food? I've never had Russian food. You got like Italian, Chinese, French food, Korean food, some Japanese, get some sushi in there, but never had Russian. So AMC is going down tomorrow. Looks like the markets are going down. Like the Titanic. It's going to get real bad real quick. Or at least it could. I should have probably held on to my Apple puts, but I made like $1,000 or $700 some on them or something along those lines. So I was like, I'll take the profits, but should have just held them. That's the hardest part. When you hit nice trades, like when do you take profits? Usually I make them free, but that's probably what I should have done. But it's gonna be good. It's gonna be real fun. Real fun. Mm. You see Joe Biden, young Biden, said, Amazon, here we come, talking about unions. Everybody started cheering. I'm like, damn, should I buy an Amazon put? They about to turn it into a union. Claim they advertised their meat was 100% a while back. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. I feel like cashing out everything before market opens. I'm not a fan of like selling out of things. You know, I mean, kind of one of those things. It's really hard to time the markets like that. Like it's pretty clear to see the markets are probably gonna come down here, and they could come down in a very aggressive way. So in that case, I like to just hedge out positions. But I have raised a lot more cash. I pretty much sold a lot of calls on like my whole portfolio, basically at the top of this rally, or a lot of positions at least. Yeah, I seen your comment, Asu, but no. I mean, I don't think like to how do I say it? Like I mean, I guess if you're big like that, it's not too much work to make YouTube videos, you know, even if you didn't like it. But for the most part, if people make YouTube videos, it's because they like to do it. So, you know, if no, and I don't know what he said, but that that doesn't even make sense to me, to be honest. Yeah, I've never thought anyone was like paid by the hedge funds, you know. To be honest with you guys. I've thought a lot of people are full of shit before. A, a lot of people just are pure hype and really no logic, or pure fear with no logic. People will say that about me too, and they do all the time, but I try to provide an opinion, using market conditions to, you know, what's going to happen. Give the good and the bad, because it's not always one-sided with AMC or the broad markets. There's always going to be a good and a bad scenario. Like the good and bad scenario tomorrow is the markets are going to get real bloody real quick if the Fed comes out and says, hey guys, we kind of miscalculated during the minutes. The situation was looking a little bit different. We expect back in March, we expect inflation to come in much higher, and we might have to go even more aggressive than $95 billion per month. Markets are not going to like that. That's going to be the bad case. The decent to good case is if they're in line with expectations. Just, we already know about the Fed minutes. There will be a digestion period where like people are trying to figure out what does this mean, the details, the wording, like how do you imply that? Do you imply that's going to mean more aggressive, or longer lasting, or just a quick hit, or what the case is? But yeah, good case scenario, the bullish case scenario for tomorrow, if they just keep in line with the Fed minutes, then there won't be an additional reason to see a 2 or 3% down day. But I'll tell you right now, if they come out and they say, you know, they might have to do a 125 or 150, $200 billion per month if inflation don't go down, you're going to see the markets take a wild move down. Krim Jenner may work for Hedgies. Oh, he is Hedgie. Yeah, he is a Hedgie. That's for sure. Do you think AMC has hit all-time high? Well, not right now. I think you're meaning to say, like, do I think it will? And yes. I mean, this is um people that have been watching for a long time, like, they already know this answer, but I've been saying this was going to happen. Like, I've been waiting for the market crash, the liquidity crisis. I made so many videos about liquidity crisis. Let's go see if I can pull it up real quick. Let's see. Yeah. Liquidity crisis is worsening 2 months ago, 4 weeks ago, 11 days ago, 2 months ago, 3 weeks ago, 3 months ago, 2 months ago. Yeah, like months ago. I think this whole video, you are about to get rich, was about the liquidity too. Like, I've been saying this for months. So it's coming together exactly how I expect. So I'm actually more bullish the longer it takes to actually get, and I don't know what the hell is wrong with this light, but I'm more bullish the longer it takes to see the MOAS and the higher the I fucking hate this goddamn light. Longer it takes to happen, the more bullish I become. That's just a fact. Because, like, when you look at the overall picture here, it's like, sure, you can see some short squeezes here and there, right? We see that all the time. But what is going to force shorts to cover? Like, there's a difference between, shit, I'm down a lot on this position. Should I cover? Should I not? Could it go up higher? Doing your risk to reward, your base, best, and worst case scenario analysis. There's that part of it. And then there's the, oh shit, I can't stay in this position or I risk the firm. That makes a big difference when you're talking about the cost of capital going through the roof.
It shouldn't shut off anymore.
So pretty interesting. Pretty interesting. But yeah, futures are a little bit on the collapsed side. A little bit on the collapsed side of town. Yeah, these could be really good too. VGK up like 43%. This is a Europe ETF. Yeah, that's going to be a good one too. Let me go ahead and take this shit off though. Oh. Yeah, like there's a lot of meat on the bone to come down. We did stay above the 100-day moving average though. That's why I like to use these moving averages, because look, I mean, on the 4-hour candlestick chart, you bounced right off of that today. Like right off of that. So yeah, no. It can give you a glimpse, but if you do break down and you gap down under the 100-day moving average, the next stop is 439. That's the 200-day moving average. So Yeah, and then if you break under that, then you're really in no man's land. You're in, oh shit. There is like no levels of support uh, under that. Besides like um, just numeral important numbers like 435, 430, 425, 420. Not really any support under here. Like I'll just call it no man's land. No moving average, no nothing to support anything. So tomorrow's going to be a very important day. I hope you guys realize that. But to gap down under that, I mean, you would have to see a what it we went down $4.51. So you would need to see like another 1.5-2% down day to get under the 200-day moving average. 2% would definitely do it. Can you show futures that came late? Yes, sir. Did that nanny just tell you that Ling Ling fell asleep? Yeah. Sound like a grown-ass man. Like, what kind of man asks a man about another man? If it ain't directed, it ain't respected. That's a good one. That's a good one. Yeah, my thoughts on AMC is I become more bullish every single day. The liquidity tightens and the markets go down. And even more so now, we have catalysts that are coming. And this market is running off of catalysts. Individual stocks, no mercy, for the short sellers in this kind of market. When liquidity goes up, you will see big runners with catalysts, but there has to be a reason. There has to be a catalyst. So you're seeing it everywhere. Stocks are running 50, 100% on a daily basis. So, AMC showed a lot of velocity today in these moves up. The 1 minutes being over 1%, like 20 candles today. So, you just need a real catalyst, like AMC investing in another business, something like that, to really drive that next big move. And you could see a big-ass runner, or a big-ass running day, I guess I could say. Show futures, yeah, futures down 0.22% on the NASDAQ, S&P, and Dow down 0.27%. Oil is going up 1.65%, so it's pretty much continuously been going up a little bit. It was only up like 1.2% when I started this. Or when I looked at it earlier, about 2 hours ago. So it's gonna be an interesting day. It's gonna be a very interesting day tomorrow. And Fed speaker, right in the morning, looking like 9 in the morning. Yeah, 10 hours and 8 minutes from now, it says. Member Bullard speaks. What's 10 hours from now? Oh, shit, that's early, huh? 12 hours is 11. 10 hours is 10. Yeah, like 9 o'clock, I believe. And then initial jobless claims will come out before that. And then good old Bullard. My guy that makes the puts print. Just stream for the Fed talks tomorrow morning. Yeah, that would be a good idea. Various now trade trades is saying buy puts, and people are like, okay, but I make money off puts and I'm a shill. I mean, you could buy like puts and calls are only insurance, right? That's what options are. They're meant to be insurance. Pretty straightforward with that. What I like to do instead of buying puts on a stock that is already through the floor, like if you were going to buy puts on AMC, theoretically, right, it was when the stock was up here, at $30 per share. The puts are very expensive now. I don't even have to look at them to know the puts are going to be very expensive. And a stock can go up infinitively in like there's no top for a stock. Theoretically, it could run like crazy, but you can only make so much on puts. So it's like I really don't like to get puts on stocks that have really expensive premium that are cheap stocks anyways. AMC is a cheap stock. It's got very expensive premium, so your break evens are going to be wild. It'll move a lot, but that's like a double-edged sword. It'll move a lot. It's good when it's good, but it's really bad when it's bad. And it doesn't make sense on a risk to reward basis. Like, I like to try to get puts that can go in the money, to make dollar for dollar. That's what you really want. And AMC it just doesn't make sense. It's a little bit late for it, but selling calls is still probably not a bad idea because the premium is so high. But you just got to make sure you're selling calls that are higher than your average cost, because if you're selling puts that are under your average cost, if the stock runs like crazy, you're gonna be forced to roll out of that position. Well, what was the catalyst for the 44% day? All Aaron did was talk. There's been so many. It wasn't Highcroft, was it? Or was it Highcroft? It was Highcroft or something else. I feel like there's been a couple catalysts recently. I believe it was Highcroft, I want to say. But there was a catalyst for the runner. And that too, it finally broke above that key level. I like selling puts and collecting the high premiums. Yeah, on something like AMC too, that's definitely a trade. I think selling puts on a like here's something that I would personally do to kind of hedge out my portfolio a little bit while still playing the downside. Like say, okay, so you can imagine if AMC goes back down to $12 per share, we'll use that as a reference, $13 per share, the markets are going to get clapped. AMC's not going down alone. It's bringing the ship down with it. So if you see that actually happen and AMC goes down that low, it's not going to be good in the markets. You're at least going back down to close to 410, if not under that low at 410. Right? You seen even AMC today. I don't even need to explain this, but AMC showed a lot of strength today on a very weak day. A lot of strength. A lot more stocks were down, 3.87% or whatever AMC closed at. So showed a lot of strength. So, I don't even want to hear anybody say that AMC would fall that much without the markets falling. It's not going to happen. They're just not going to happen. It's not a penny stock. It's not a stock that doesn't have a business. Not the case, right? So if that happens, markets are going to get clapped. So what you can do, you're not going to be exactly like delta neutral or anything like that. You don't really want to be, but you can, and this is personally what I might do, is look to sell like an AMC, call it a $14, $15 put for maybe a month out. Like something like it's like, okay, if I got to buy the stock, I'll buy the stock. But at the same time, I would also go out and maybe get some puts on Apple, on the S&P at the same time. Because when they all bounce, or when they bounce, they're all going to pounce. And you're going to make money on that put that you sold as well. And hopefully you would have already taken profits or whatever on the SPY or the Apple puts or whatever else, just using them as an example, because there's a pretty good correlation there. But it's a way you can kind of hedge out, your portfolio, giving you a better chance to win, I guess. But with the SPY or the Apple puts, use a stop loss if you're doing big positions. Just use a damn stop loss. That's what I've been doing. I've been getting stopped out of positions, but it's a lot better just doing that. Not really risking too much if the stops go through. I've been blowing through stop losses. Oh the catalyst was Ryan Cohen buying 100k GME on lit market. Yeah, that's yeah. Yeah, there's been a lot of catalysts I feel like recently. If AMC goes into hyperbolic mode, the highest IV is gonna print. Yeah, that's for sure. AMC passing 20 was beyond confirmation of an exploding upside. Are you kidding? Now it's obliterated, and to be honest, I no longer have an opinion on where it's gonna go. Well, in the short term, it looks like it's gonna go down. Like I don't want to say it's a fact that it's gonna go down because I don't know what kind of business Adam Aaron's gonna buy tomorrow or theoretically the next day after. So I don't want to come out and make those claims because this market, like I said, is all about catalysts. But if you're talking about the broad markets, I've been very, very transparent with my thoughts on what's gonna happen with the markets. But it's one of those things, a catalyst could come out and the stock could run 100% in a day. So it's like I wouldn't make any definitive conclusions. Like you said, you really don't need to have an opinion right now. But if we follow the broad markets, we're probably going down. And hopefully we open just green as hell tomorrow and then sell off so we can load up on some puts. That's the trader in me. But oil, is up about 2%. So that's definitely not a good sign for equities markets, for stocks. Love AMC and very convicted that it'll do well. It just doesn't react like anything else. No, and I was very happy to see the violent runs that we were seeing throughout the day. Like we were joking about it in the trading group early this morning because we're like, well, Amy went for a run, and it was more so funny to me because my old boss's wife, her name is Amy, and she's running across town all day. That's like what she does. So it was kind of funny. You guys probably don't find that funny, but it was pretty funny to me. She's a runner. She's a track star. Good times. But the lower AMC goes, the less risky it is to invest in. Believe that or not, you hear link. Oh my God, the stupid fucking light. The Russian cyber attack. They're fucking with me. I'm getting cyber attacked, guys. Man, I just sell calls and collect the. Yeah, I've been selling calls the whole time, so my position is probably close to free if I were to add up all of the covered calls that I've sold. I've been selling covered calls, and I've told people to sell covered calls. If people are gonna buy them, you better be the ones to sell them. The market makers, that's what they do. They sell the options. That's where the money is made. If you really want to make money in the stock market, the highest probability of making money is selling options that are far out the money and then hedging out those positions when you need to. It's about an 83% chance of making money every single time. You don't get a higher, chance to make money if you're unless you're going for just super delta, almost neutral strategies that have a really good probability of making money, but you're not going to make a lot. Like you have to have billions or millions of dollars to make a decent amount of money. Like that's the best thing that you can usually do. Or even selling puts, right? Stocks tend to go up. So that's why I don't. That's why, like, Casey, what are you doing? Like, I've never, oh my God, you're a butthead. Beep, beep. Beep, beep. Beep, beep. Where's your Baba? Baba. Earthquakes yesterday, power outages tonight. What next? Oh man. Yeah, it's GG's. It's GG's for the stream. That's for sure. Show us how to sell a covered call on Webull. Honestly, I would just Google it because Webull, I forget exactly how to do it. It's been a while since I sold one on Webull. You have to have like margin. It's complicated how they set it up initially. There's something you have to do, and I don't exactly remember, so I don't want to show you guys how I do it, and because it doesn't work if you wanted to go do it. Like theoretically, all you would do is go to the option chain and sell an option if you own the shares. But I forget what you have to do. You have to have like margin turned on at a certain like ratio of cash or something. Like it shouldn't be like that, but it just is. Like theoretically, if you owned like just do Apple, we'll just do Apple. Like you own shares of Apple, you wanted to be, that guy and sell a 180 cover call, like you just sell the option. Like it should be as simple as that, right? Yeah, it's got to go to the widget and all that, but that's how it should be. But it's different what you do. It's been a long time since I set it up to do it, honestly. But that's all you have to do once you set it up. I would just Google it, honestly. That's one thing that I will give Robinhood credit for, is the simplicity of options trading, like different strategies. Like, take him outside. Take him outside. Okay, take him outside. Why doesn't Elon buy some AMC? That's a good question. Yeah, you must own the shares you're going to cover. Yeah, it's it's weird because when I first tried to do it, excuse me, I own the shares and it just wouldn't let me do it. Yeah, you must have a margin account. Yeah, that's probably it. Fucking margin accounts. Those bastards. Because they're like, yeah, we're going to lend out your stock because you got a margin account and you signed up for it. Thank you, sir. We are Webull. Please come again. But yeah, futures a little clapped. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. But, it honestly wouldn't surprise me to see the markets go either way tomorrow. Like there's a decent chance we do have a green day as well, but we'll have to see. Like do you guys watch the 1 minute candles? Look at these 1 minute candles, right? Before the Fed meeting, you're moving like 0.2, 0.4%, in that range. Fed comes out, 0.11%. 0.20%, 0.10, and then it's just straight down, and then bounce, and then some of these candles are massive, 0.25% in a 1 minute candle, to the upside. That was the biggest candle we've seen the whole thing, and it was 0.25% candle to the upside. That's a big ass candle, just so you guys know, and that was the biggest 1 minute candle we've seen. So it was a little bit of back and forth. Like, literally, when we got the report, we closed at almost the same exact level. So, the markets are very confused, honestly, when it comes down to it. Let's see, what was the put to call ratio for the day? Probably a lot more puts, I would imagine. Ling ling. Ling ling. Ring ring ling ling. Progresso. Ling ling. Ring ring ling ling. Ring ring my ling ling. Yeah, see, so exchange traded products. Call side, the volume was 794,000 for calls. The volume for the put side was 1.12 million, 1.12 million. The open interest 45 million for calls, 62 million for puts. Equity options were skewed to the call side. Usually that's how it goes, though. I really like to look at the exchange traded products like the SPY, QQQs. They'd be like UVXY, stuff like that. Index options actually had more puts as well, but just by a small margin, like 25,000 additional puts. Ling ling ring ring, Progresso. Ling ling ring ring, ling ling. That girl's already on spaghetti. Can't believe it's not butter. What's that movie?
What?
Meatballs, raining meatballs.
Cloudy with a chance of meatballs.
It's cloudy with a chance of ling ling meatballs. She loves spaghetti too. Today's bounce after the Fed meeting seemed fake, like someone is preventing the crash from starting. It just wasn't as bad as it could have been. The markets are always looking at like what could the worst case scenario been. Like we would have had like a 3, 4, 5% down day if the Fed would have came out with like 200 billion per month. Markets would have tanked. They would have crashed. Like there would have been no solid bounce. But it was 95 billion. Like some people were expecting 100, 120 billion. So, you know, it was not good. It was definitely on the higher end range of estimates, but it wasn't anything that we weren't kind of expecting or weren't out of the realm of possibilities. The markets only really react in big waves or sustain big moves down or up. Really to the downside, markets tend to go up. When there is a surprising data that is really not what the markets were expecting, it's too aggressive by the Fed or super high inflation. Like imagine we get a print of inflation that's like 15 or 20% just randomly. The rent started jacking up, auto prices jacked up, freight prices, everything's jacking up. 20% print on CPI, say we were expecting 11%, markets are going to tank on that too. You know, it's all about the expectations. You know, even if it's bad, if it's not that bad, if it's not the worst case scenario, markets will always find some kind of positivity out of it. The markets are very what do you call it? Optimistic.
Oh, you want mine now?
50% Italian, Sicilian. I love fucking pasta. Me too. You know what I get from Applebee's every single time I go? I get the same thing. The 4-cheese mac and cheese with the honey chicken tenders on top. And they give you like 3 of them. I get 4. Oh man, you guys got to try that if you guys go to Applebee's. Maybe I'm crazy, but so good. So good. But it's got like the noodles, like I don't know, the long tubular ones that are just straight. Oh man, give me a break. That's all I get every time. People are like, why don't you get like a steak? I'm like, because I make the best steaks. I get disappointed when I eat steaks.
Ask them what they dip their steaks in.
Olive Garden. I don't go to Olive Garden too much. I go to last place that I was at was Italia Gardens. I don't know if you guys have that, kind of like Olive Garden, but I get the musaccioli with meat, with like the meat sauce. Oh fucking man, so good,
Hey,
so good.
Tyler.
You watch Alligator Nights, just makes you want to go to Applebee's. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Yeah, what do you guys dip your steaks in? Let's settle this debate right here and right now, because I will tell you what you need to dip your steaks in. What is the steak dipping sauce of choice? And don't give me no bullshit.
Yours is bullshit.
Applebee's have Lambo parking. They better after AMC, after we hit the market crash, right? With the puts. Pound it, player. Pound it. Damn, she's gangster. She got swag. Heinz 57 garlic, but nothing. Dip my steak in salt and pepper. Oh yeah, okay. Nobody said it yet. If you ain't first, you're last. That's true. What about ketchup? Let me just piss all you guys off real quick. What about ketchup? Is that good? Mountain Man sauce. Yeah.
Tyler dips his in ketchup.
What about ketchup? I know somebody out there likes steak with ketchup. I know I'm not tripping. I think ketchup's pretty damn normal. Now, if somebody said like mustard, then I'd be like, yeah, you lost me there, man. You lost me there. But I think it's good. Ketchup. And I do like A1 stuff like that sometimes, but if I were to choose, ketchup. Unsub quick. Oh man. Oh. So I'm the only one then. Okay, that's good to know. But you gotta get the onions with it. You gotta, when you're making your own steak, you gotta put the onions on the pan, put the steak on the onions, so then when you flip the steak, the onions go back on top. Extra onions. Ooh. Giving you a dislike for the ketchup on your steak. Man. Steak and ketchup and steak sauce. See, okay, we got one person. I know you guys just don't want to admit it. Okay? I'm going to really check how many dislikes this video got, too. That's funny. Yeah, HP went nuts. HP went nuts in After Hours because of good old Buffett. Buffett's back at it, buying shit. The fucking that guy's crazy. Damn. You know what the mama says back said to the youngster, hurry up and catch up. Ketchup steaks get the special sauce. 57 and A1 mixed ketchup is a trash condiment. Says you got a lot of growth ahead of you, young man. Okay, well, yeah. I mean, I can agree with that. Like ketchup, when it comes to that, I feel like I'm the only one and people make fun of me for it. And there's the no onions. Temecula, Cali in the house. Live what you do, man. Have lots of fancy under two. When we ripping. He said ketchup saved my life. What about if you guys go to Wendy's? I don't know if you guys eat Wendy's, but like fries in a freezy. Like dipping your fries in a freezy. What about that?
Yes.
Catching mistakes should lower your credit score. Does anybody like mustard on a steak though? That's one I never heard before. Mac and cheese and ketchup. Okay, lost me there. Never tried it. I'll say that. But you get like pot roast. Oh, I'm putting ketchup on everything though. I'm putting everything. I go to Wendy's for the Frosties. Yeah, delicious. But the fries and the Frosty, just dipping it in it. I don't know. Some people like it. Some people like it a lot. Yeah, markets are getting a little bit more clapped here. Just a little bit. China's COVID spike threatens smartphone sales, but Apple may see growth. Oh. Shit. On Wednesday, China reported more than 20,000 COVID infections, with the majority in the megacity of Shanghai. Authorities there have imposed strict lockdown measures in the city, threatening logistics and consumer spending. Neil Mostyn, executive director at Strategy Analytics, forecasts a 20% year-on-year decline in the second quarter for smartphone shipments. Neil Shah, partner at Counterpoint Research, told CNBC smartphone sales for April and May could fall 12 to 13% year-on-year. This is what I've been saying. Man, even without China, smartphone sales were going to be down.
What are you doing?
However, Apple could fare quite well. Shah said that Apple could see a decline of around 4 to 5% in shipments in the second quarter, but that is partly seasonal as the effect of brand new product releases wears off. Apple released its newest products towards the end of last year. Wow, I wonder if that's going to affect the stock tomorrow. Help me bring my debit spreads back to life. Whatever his name just was. Thank you. You making everyone hungry, bro. I'm starving. Yes, fries and Frosty. Damn you. Vlog. I can't win. It says fries and Frosty. Wendy's burger meat is too soft. There's no In-N-Outs around Michigan. I've never been to an In-N-Out, and I've never been to a Chick-fil-A. What do you say about Fed cutting balance sheet and mostly on bonds? Fed cutting the balance sheet is going to put a lot of pressure, obviously, on rates to go up. Fed sells bonds or lets them roll off their balance sheet. Basic supply and demand, that yield, bond prices come down, yield goes up. That's going to make borrowing and lending a lot more expensive for everybody involved. Everybody's going to feel that. So on that side, not good for the economy. The more they do that, history shows us. Reduce the balance sheet. Stock market fell 25% right here, and that's really the only time we have reduced the balance sheet. But as far as the markets, sit your butt down. Sit your butt down. You're a bad butt. You're a bad butt. Go. But at
Come here.
but yeah, it's good for AMC in that in the sense of forcing shorts to cover. But yeah, not good for the markets. Not good for the markets. You think we go opposite beta and start support at 30 to 40 in next month? When we get that next move up and we get more fundamental catalysts like AMC buying more businesses, giving people a reason to buy into the stock, you probably just joined, but we've been talking about it a lot. These big runners you're seeing, there's always a news catalyst behind it. Stocks are not, at least the ones that I've looked at, that are running up 50, 100%. They're not running up like that because they're cheap or they're, people just start talking about them. They're running up because they have a catalyst. So, ling ling, ling ling. Where's your baba? Where's your baba? You want water? Baba. Oh, well, that was a fail. Better luck next time, kiddo. You like fries? Yeah?
I see.
But, yeah, I forgot where I was going with that. She pulled this thing off earlier. Oh, man. Hit her right in the head. Let's get crazy. 25% from now takes us to 15 to 16. Yeah, that's possible at this stage, and I would welcome that, honestly. It would be a nice opportunity. Like, if we could all go back to $12.90 per share where the low was just a couple weeks ago, wouldn't you have bought as many shares as possible? Or is that just me? Is that just me? Tell me if I'm the only one there. Yo. Okay. All right. I highly dislike you right now, kiddo. Oh, man. That's terrible. That is terrible. What are the markets doing? Yo, stock market going down, homie.
Do you need more?
No, it's good. Yeah, I would welcome it too. I bought more at 13. Yeah, if we could go back now. I don't think it will, though. Like, if we go down to those prices, the markets in general are going to be, bad again. Like, AMC's not going to just by itself go down like that. Highly, unlikely. Even today, AMC showed a lot of support. There was a lot more stocks down more than AMC, and AMC was actually one of the few stocks that went positive at points throughout the day. I didn't see a lot of stocks in my portfolio that went positive, even at one point in the day. Just didn't see it. Hello to all. Hello, Steven Karras. I want more shares, but until it drops down low, I just keep selling puts. Yeah. That's really the best thing to do, too. If you can get, like, think about it. Within a year or two's time, even if you never sold, you're going to be able to sell enough premium to likely make your position free. It's not as sexy because it takes a year or two, or, depending on AMC, the premiums are a lot higher, so you can do it probably quicker. But, yeah, it's definitely that's like one of my favorite, if not my favorite option strategies, is selling premium. Definitely. Like, yeah, selling calls on AMC is ridiculous. Crazy. Like, just nutty. Hate to see it drop $14. Yeah. That would, it'd be bad. It'd be, hopefully you had some puts in the markets. Be crazy. Yeah. It works for me because I work full time and can't always watch the market. Yeah. What, do you go out like a month, or do you go out longer than that? Usually a month I found is like the sweet spot. Maybe like 45 days. That's really like the sweet spot, but why buy puts on AMC? Buy puts on different stock. Buying puts on AMC does not help the play at all. Y'all are misleading. Shaking my head. I never said buy puts on AMC. I think that's a stupid idea. Not even because it helps or hurts the trade. It's just a bad trading idea. Like, if you want to day trade, I'm sure they can move a lot, but a stock can only go down so much. Like, the odds of AMC going back down to sub 15, are pretty low. You're going to be betting the markets go back down to those lows we were at in March, like 410 on the SPY. If that's the case, why would you not go out and buy Apple puts or SPY puts? You're going to make a lot more money doing that. Yeah. Yeah, I heard Trey's did, and I don't really have an opinion on it. He's, in that sense, he's free to, do, whatever he wants or talk about whatever he wants, but it's not a smart trading idea to do unless it's a quick day trade. You definitely, you don't want to hold puts on AMC stock. The most you can make on a put, right? Because a put controls 100 shares. So you'll make $100 per dollar the stock falls. If you buy it at the money put on AMC stock that or like not at, basically at the money. Like if you go deep onto the option chain on AMC stock, it's going to cost you, right? Let's just do April 14th. So you go down like the put, right? You buy a, what am I looking at right now? Yeah, so if you go, what's the price of the stock? Like 20. Yeah, so if you went to like the 26.50 put, your break even would be $20.61 per share if you got filled at this price. So you would make dollar for dollar as the stock went down because you're pretty much break even already. The stock's at $20.39, down 1 cent after hours, $20.38. Your break even $20.61. The most you could make on this option is $2,000. Because that would be the stock going to zero. Is that going to happen? Absolutely not. So really the most you could honestly make on an option like that is like $1,000. But you're paying $660 to get into it. Or just use a different example, right? Go to the 33.50 strike. Your break even's $21.25 per share. You're already positive on that option if you bought it, but you're paying $1,200 to buy it. You can only make so much. The stock's not going to zero. You're not going to make as much as if you put your capital to work elsewhere protecting your portfolio. Just I don't know. I've been trading for a long time, and I generally don't like to buy puts on stocks that are like expensive like this, right? Like these premiums are pretty damn expensive. Yes, AMC can move a lot, but unless there is just an additional bad catalyst or bad news, something that comes out, you're probably not falling back down to those crazy low levels. Call me a shill for buying puts. Isn't allowed to buy puts. With AMC, where all these shares come from, if people keep buying and holding and buying more. In reality, not everybody just buys and holds. Like people do, right? But a lot of people do trade in and out the stock, unfortunately. A lot of people that talk about AMC won't say that, but basically common sense. Some people are just here for a quick trade, whatever. But yeah, I see what you're saying. On that side, we the people that do buy and hold just keep buying and keep holding. Well, the market makers are actually allowed to issue basically IOUs, right? If there's so much demand for a stock and then there's really no shares to be located, they're allowed to do that. Brokerages, after all, you've never seen a share in your life. You've never seen a physical share. It's all just dollar amounts, pegged to a share or the price of a share. So all they have to do is make sure you get your money in your account when you sell and make sure the money comes out of your account when you buy, right? If you think about it, that's all it is. But they can do stuff like that. You said $8, like $1,000 so wait in that. need to get a new light. Oh, man. Strikes like to sell 4 weeks out. Yeah, good premiums. Yep. So I'll get some fries and some ice cream. I made everybody hungry. If I did not accomplish anything else, if nobody learned anything out of this whole live stream, which hopefully you did, but if you didn't, I'd probably encourage you to make some food. But if you do make food, eat healthy. I had a salad today. Granted, it was from Wendy's. But it was still a salad, okay? Bye. Oh, what? That's a Rivian from Eric Cuddle. He or somebody else seen a Rivian on the streets. Wow. I would have took a picture too. I probably would have bought the stock. I think that's a good sign. Wow. Yeah, if you guys see some of these cars, like if you guys see a Lucid, Rivians, the Fisker or whatever, like any of these companies that are like up and comer, call it that, Mullen, companies like that, send me the pictures on Twitter if you guys see those, because that's usually a decently good sign that it's starting to be adopted. Like with Tesla, I was stupid and I didn't catch on back then. I guess I'll just call it that. But you start to see people drive around with Teslas, and you start to look at the stock, and it's going down. You know, bad guidance, bad earnings, whatever it was in like 2018, 2019. Looked at it, knew more Teslas were out on the road. I kept seeing more. I live in Michigan, so it's not, as much as like California. But still, seen they were out there and just never invested in them. Which is like something I will never not pay attention to ever again, no matter what it is. That's why I'm invested in Snapchat. Because I see everybody using it. Everybody uses Snapchat. There's no way Snapchat fails. Well, let's hope that's wood. Yeah, I saw it playing me and was like, what the fuck is that? And scrambled and took a pic. Yeah, that's bold right there. Like, that's clear. Rivian. You could see that from a bit away, huh? He said, I gotta get a pic. Is that a truck, though? Or is that a car? I can't really tell from the back. Looks like it. Don't they only make trucks right now? And little Facelia. Such small amount of call and put options in the money and out the money expire. Hold on. What's your take on such small amount of call and put options in the money and out the money expiring 4/22 and 5/13, almost a month with costs and strike prices increasing? Those are kind of weird expirations. That's what I would imagine why there's such a small amount of call and put options. People tend to gravitate towards the popular expirations, and those, like, they haven't been out on the markets for a long time. Like when you get the like quad witching or triple witching expirations, I believe the next one is in June, and then the next one after that is September, I believe. Like you could look at the option chain and see what they are basically on any expiration, really. Like April 14th, that was a big one, but I don't think it holds too much actual significance. And then see these ones in the middle, like April 22nd, April 29th, May 6th, people aren't going to pay attention to those. May 20th, that's going to be the next big expiration. June's going to be the next one after that. August will be another big one. Like these ones that are already on the chain, those are going to be the big expirations. Those are going to have a lot more volume, open interest. As we get closer though to like June, once we get like halfway, like beginning of May, you're going to see more June contracts come available. And those are going to have way less option activity than the June 17th. Ling Ling! Oh, she's a runner. She's a track star. Come on, my Ling. Come on. It's okay. Do you know about options?
I do.
Options? She said, nothing, Dad. I just want a bottle. I just want a baba. You want a baba? You want a baba? You want a baba? She does not want a baba. Try to give her milk. This kid's like juice. Juice. You want a baba?
Baba.
Baba juice?
Baba.
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 Baba juice? You want milk? You want milk? Yo. You want milk? Huh? You want milk?
Baba is tall.
What?
Baby.
Help me. Alright, go get some, Mom. Alright, guys. I'm going to get out of here. It was a blast. Definitely watch out for those Fed speakers in the morning. Things are coming down just a little bit, ladies and gentlemen. Hold on. Buckle up. Things are going to get a little bit crazy, but don't underestimate the markets. The markets could rally in the morning. You never really do know. I would watch to see what the headlines are from the Fed. If they are really bad and you know they are bad, the markets will probably continue to fall, but don't get faked out in one direction or the other. It's going to be a big game of chicken, and the winner does take the prize. So that's going to be all. Thank you guys for tuning in. Seth, my son is 2, such a sweet age. Yeah, my daughter is gonna be 2 in August, so almost there. Hence no calls. Basically, I'm personally not gonna be interested in calls unless it's a quick trade and there's a reason for it. Like there has to be a reason to buy calls, if that makes sense. If there's not a reason, I'm not gonna just blindly do it. There's a reason to buy puts right now. Like there's definitely a reason. So thank you guys. Holder of the shares: Jose Perez, Seth Lowry, Vlog. Watch it catch up. Big Blue CNC. All you guys are in the trading group. Always showing love, Vlog and Big Blue CNC. So yeah, thank you guys. Have a great night and let's make some money, baby. It's go time. Volatility equals opportunity. Remember that. If you guys want to come trade with us as well, join Mr. Vlog and Mr. Big Blue CNC and myself in the trading group. Link in the description as well as in the last video in the pinned comment. So that is all. I'll stop talking now. Thank you guys.